Tigers back on the road this past weekend. We'll talk about their games today on the Tiger Basketball Report, which starts now. Hello again, fans, and welcome to the Tiger Basketball Report. I'm your host, Ben Rosenbaum. The Tigers were back on the road this past weekend, taking on Hofstra and Northeastern, and today I am joined by the associate head coach of Towson women's basketball, Zach Kancher. Coach, thanks for filling in.
I appreciate you having me back. The last time I filled in, I killed your ratings.
No.
So I'm surprised that you wanted to go back through it.
Of course, no.
But happy to be here.
So let's talk this past weekend. First stop at Hofstra, 71-54. You guys were tied at halftime, and this is a Hofstra team that is still winless in the CAA. They're hungry. You came out in the second half and outscored them 41-24. What was the message at halftime to kind of spark that victory?
Yeah, I mean, the whole weekend we had talked about, doing whatever it takes, especially in light of the fact that we were shorthanded this weekend. So we had a number of players suffering from the flu. We had three players not travel, two of whom were sick. Olivia Finkel obviously was trying out for Team USA Volleyball. Micah Johnson-Matthews traveled with us but was unavailable against Hofstra. So we were shorthanded. So Hofstra has improved like a lot of teams throughout the season. They're in their first year with a new head coach. And when you're on the road in the conference, it's just about solving the riddle. And so a little bit of a slow start in the first half defensively, clean that up, and was able to get out in transition, which is our bread and butter. And obviously, Nakai Mayo had a double-double again, had a great game. She had been sick all weekend as well, really suffered from it on Sunday's game against Northeastern. But she had her people in the stands on Friday, and so she kind of sucked it up a little bit and turned into a great effort. So was able to mitigate that slow start, was able to get out and do what we do best in the second half, which is run and create plays for ourselves and create plays for each other. Yeah,
you mentioned Nakai Mayo. You take a look at the three, Nakai Mayo, Mello Jeter, and Q Murray. Nakai 24 and 11, Mello 17 and 8, and then Q with a really strong game, 13 points, 8 rebounds, and 12 assists. When those three are clicking, and they certainly got it going in that second half, it's hard to beat you guys, and road wins. I remember actually the last time you were on the show, road wins are huge in the CAA, whether it's a winless Hofstra team or Drexel or JMU, and just picking up a big road win was huge.
No question about it. Obviously, we go as our top three go. And one of the things that we're really looking for is dependability from other players. I think that's been a consistent issue for us all season, which is where are we going to get some reliability and dependability. So LaCaitlin Wright turned in a phenomenal weekend. She had 21 rebounds in 2 games, double-double against Hofstra on Friday night with 12 points and 10 boards. Maggie Sharp, who is a tremendous three-point shooter. If you come to practice, she's our most consistent three-point shooter in practice. I think she's kind of figured out game speed a little bit. She had a great weekend as well, played 20 minutes on Sunday, had a career-high 7 points. She was 3 of 8 from 3 on the weekend. And so our top three, we know, are going to perform their best or attempt to perform their best all the time. And what we're looking for is dependability from other players. We've been getting that from Siobhan Smith from Scoop, obviously, and trying to get some of that dependability from the 5 has been a little bit of a task for us all season. So it's encouraging that Leek, as she's known, was able to turn in those double-figure rebound efforts in both games this weekend. Road wins are huge because the way, especially this season, the way that the final stretch of games shapes up for us, our last 2 games are on the road against William and Mary and Elon, and then we've got to turn around and go right back down to Elon to play in the conference tournament. So 6 of our final 8 games are on the road, and you've got to make the road your home. There's the saying on T-shirts, any gym is home, and that's got to be us. And we talk about it all the time. 10 points better on the road is what you got to fare. So we were able to do that on Hofstra, against Hofstra on Friday, and some players stepped up, which was great.
And then quickly before we go, Northeastern got out to a slow start, 13-0 I think before Nakai Mayo hits the first points for the Tigers. You battled back though. You took the lead at one point, but just couldn't close it out. What did you see in that game against the Huskies where, they negated you quickly, but then you just weren't able to quite take them over for good and hold on for a win?
Yeah, well, first of all, credit to both Kiana Jeter and Maggie Sharp for shooting us back into the game. Q got in foul trouble in the first quarter, which is rare for her. We had to put her on the bench in the first quarter with 2 fouls, and Maggie wound up playing the point for us, which is something that we potentially envision for her in the future. It's hard for freshmen to do that in this league. But she came out gunning, and the thing I can tell you about Maggie is that kid is confident with her jump shot, and with her 3. And, they shot us back into the game. Later in the game, it becomes a game of possessions. And we had, I think, in the fourth quarter, unfortunately, a couple of wasted offensive possessions where, we come out of a timeout, we don't really execute coming out of the timeout, don't get the shot exactly we want to look for, weren't able to get a stop on the other end, and really just weren't able to go get over that one possession hill in order to come away with a win. Northeastern, very tough gym to play in, bandbox gym. It was their senior night as well. So large crowd, and they're all on top of you, and it's one of those things that we've got to be able to adjust to and kind of put that in the back of our mind moving forward.
All right, that'll do it for us today on the Tiger Basketball Report. Join us next time when Coach and I preview the Tigers games against Drexel and Delaware. For Associate Head Coach Zach Kancher, I'm Ben Rosenbaum. Thanks for joining us, and as always, go Tigers.